If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles.
I am almost at the end of day 1. In 2 hours 38 minutes it's gonna be day change and day 2. Now at the end of day 1 or the beginning of day 2, you can start attacking AI countries. Why did I wait up till now? Because I wanted my units to be in a large stack. You want your units to be in a stack about 8-10 units maximum. This way you're gonna kill the enemy units fast, because it's only one unit, and the faster you kill it, the less damage you take. You don't want your troops to get damaged, because if they're too damaged, they lose combat strength. Second reason I attack later is because this way I had the opportunity to make cruisers, because as you can see in the capitals AI, they have 3 units. If I would attack this with my 9 unit stack here, I would lose at least 33% health, which is way too much. I want to preserve my units. They cost a lot of resources. I don't want to waste my resources. I am attacking AI to conquer more resources. In the cities, I can capture about 1,500 or 2,000 resources. And as I need a lot of goods for both artillery and for air units, this is really practical, but there's no point in attacking AI for resources and losing way more resources by losing units' health, which is also very expensive. Now, I'm gonna start attacking. Before I attack, I'm gonna declare war, because I want to stay friends with the AI. I don't want to get popularity penalties. I've declared war. Now I'm gonna attack this stack here. There we go. And the same goes for here. I'm gonna march to target. There we go, very nicely. I've left one unit here because sometimes the AI counterattacks and I don't want to lose one of my core provinces. If you are not on an island like I am, you're not gonna attack the AI city with ships like I am doing, of course. You're gonna bombard them with artillery. That's the reason why I've made artillery. Artillery can attack from a distance. You can attack AI countries without having any damage, which is great. I've just already put it on my coast, first to protect myself against an invasion, secondly to prepare my own invasion of France. Also, a very good advice is never to try to man your border. For example, France, he could put units here in Strasbourg, he could put units here in Dijon to defend, also here in Grenoble, in Nice, in Bayonne, and in Toulouse. But then your army would be too spread and somebody who wants to attack can penetrate very easily. It's better to make 2 large stacks like I have, and with these, if you're being attacked, you can always counter attack. If you divide your army too much, you're gonna get conquered like Julius Caesar did. We are 14 minutes away from day change. As you can see, I've taken my first province. It's flashing red here, which means there is a chance for rebellion, because my morale here, you can see it on the bottom, is 25%. When I click on the information, you can see that there is a risk of rebellion of 19%. The only way I can prevent this is by leaving a garrison, but that means I can attack with less units. Basically, if you take 5 provinces, 1 will rebel. There's one way to prevent this, and it's by taking a capital before they change, which I can't do for the moment. So if it rebels, I'm just gonna take it back. A province up's rebelling at 31%. So we'll see if this one rebels at day change or not. This is day 2. As you can see, I have taken all of Ireland. With the capital Dublin that I've taken, I have received a 10% morale increase in all my provinces. So even Kilkenny that I took last has now 35% instead of 25%. So there's no more risk of rebellion. Also, my corps have been strengthened. They have now already 86 morale, which is great for my economy. So yeah, it's looking good. What did I research during day 1? I've researched infantry, artillery, armored car, light tank, interceptor, tactical bomber, and naval bomber. and in navy, destroyers and cruisers. I'm very happy that I've made early on a naval bomber, because as you can see, Spain is up to no good. I have no idea why he's targeting me, but even one naval bomber can do a disastrous amount of damage to unescorted troops. So I'm gonna move in the rest of my navy in here, because every single unit from Spain needs to pass this point here. So I have 3 cruisers and 1 destroyer. This should be more than enough to stop all convoy units from coming. And I'm sending 1 destroyer over here to escort my units here. Never take units unescorted at sea, because there can always be a sub, even if it's only to cross a small strait. Here there's no destroyer, but I've scouted already. So I've got 14 troops here who are disembarking. They're gonna arrive in approximately 7 hours. These ones are gonna take a bit more time. They need 9 hours 20 minutes. Usually I always say only attack a player at day 4, because at day 4 the biggest army list is in the newspaper, and also at day 4 a lot of players go AI, so it is the best opportunity to start attacking players so that you don't get ahead of yourself. But here, as you can see, France hasn't built any buildings at all, so he's not active, his troops aren't moving. I have been scouting here already with my interceptor, so this is a very good opportunity to go in early and get those resources. And I want the money here in Paris, in the capital. If you have the opportunity to take over early on a player capital who is not active, always do it. So which troops have I made yesterday during day 1? I'm gonna select them all. I have made 2 armored cars, 5 artillery, 2 interceptors, 1 naval bomber, 2 destroyers and 3 cruisers. Today, what have I done? I have upgraded all of my infantry. They are now all level 2, 18 of them. If you are playing allies, always upgrade your troops, because you can do it 20% cheaper and 20% faster, and your research is 25% cheaper too. So this is a very efficient doctrine to upgrade your troops. It's better to have a smaller army with allies, but have an army that is fully upgraded. Now what I want to research, of course I've researched level 2, because otherwise I couldn't upgrade my infantry. What I would like to do now is to research anti-air, but I'm not gonna do it just yet, because before that I would like to research tank destroyers, but I lack resources, 735. I'm gonna look on the market how much they cost. They're extremely expensive. I don't have the money for this. Yeah, so I'm gonna use a little bit of gold. Usually I don't do this, but if you are a beginner, always use a little bit of gold early on to help you along. It's okay, you have the opportunity to gather 2,750 gold every day by watching advertisements on the mobile app, so don't hesitate doing this. Next, in the construction menu, I have started upgrading my industry to level 2. In London we have rare resources, and in Birmingham I'm gonna need a lot of those, because I'm gonna have to make SP artillery and also air units. So I'm already anticipating, I'm investing my units early on in my economy so that I can prosper later in the game. For the rest, in the research tab, I'm putting my research on hold. I don't want to make my day 2 research yet, because if I do this, it would double the production time, and to counter the production time, I need to upgrade my military production buildings here, but I don't have the resources to do this. So early in the game I always devise to spam low-level units and to upgrade them later on when you have more resources and when you can afford to upgrade these production buildings here. The Spanish convoys took even more damage now. One more patrol shot and these 2 infantry are going to be history. This is probably another infantry coming in. He can do what he wants. I'm gonna kill him with my naval bomber, and my navy is moving in. He's not gonna go anywhere. And with my destroyer here, I'm gonna block this waypoint like this. Nothing is getting through. Spain is arriving with more units. It's gonna be slaughterhouse. You can always find this information also in the newspaper. He already lost 4 units. Always interesting to read the newspaper. You can read here the 7th Infantry Regiment has been destroyed by the 22nd Naval Bomber Squadron. So here you can already see, oh, BM Fox, be careful, because that guy, he uses naval bombers. Same here, in the English Channel, 25th Armored Car Brigade was destroyed in a heavy bombardment. Heavy bombardment at sea, you can immediately know cruisers or battleships. So if you read the newspaper and you are being attentive, you can find out quite some information about your future enemy and the units that he uses. Talking about Spain, he's losing badly against Portugal. Instead of attacking me and sending all his troops over, he should actually have attacked Portugal properly. Also, he hasn't built anything in Sevilla, neither in Malaga. He has no buildings in Valencia neither. He only has 1 building in Barcelona and 2 in Madrid. So he's only producing units in 2 cities. He hasn't any economical buildings. He's not playing well. What else is happening on my map? Canada and the Northern United States have made a coalition together with Germany. If I can give you one advice, never join a coalition on the first day or even the second, because those coalitions are made out of fear of being attacked by your neighbor. And so they ally themselves throughout the game with sometimes very weak players that are going to hold you back. For example, the United States hasn't been very successful in the game. 12 games joined, 0 lost. He loses more provinces than he takes, and he's losing 3 times more troops than he kills. This is not a player to be allied with. This is a player you want to attack. So bear that in mind. Always pay attention with whom you ally yourself. You're gonna thank me for that later. Now, the fact that Canada and America are not fighting and they are allied with Germany is not a good thing for me, because you can see I'm like kind of stuck in the middle together with France. I'm invading France, so I'm kind of a barrier. If Canada and America are going to land somewhere, it's gonna be normally over here. If they would have fought internally in the United States, I would have more time to develop my country, because usually the southern United States, if they want to invade, they are going to invade Morocco. Northern United States usually attacks Spain, and Canada either attacks the United Kingdom or France. My troops have disembarked in France. It is time to declare war. I've already declared trade embargo yesterday to stay as friendly as possible with the DAI and attack. Okay, you can see all my troops are opening fire immediately. Split these up. There we go, 40 minutes, great. I want to take these provinces before they change, because if I'm in friendly territory, then my troops, they will heal up. There we go, perfect. Next up, economy. I have finished building already 1 industry and my second one as well. I'm upgrading my tank plant to level 2, because if I want to build tank destroyers, they are tier 2. If I go to armor, they are tier 2, so I need at least a tank plant level 2 to reduce the production time. I'm also upgrading an ordnance foundry, because at day change I want to produce SP artillery, which are very good for allies. Overnight, Spain has lost some more units. When I go to the newspaper, I can click on the enemies tab, and then you're only gonna see what has happened on the map. So Spain lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units, but they're not always all published in the newspaper. In reality, it's 10 units that have been lost. You can see I've killed almost 10,000 manpower. This is great. Spain has also lost almost 3,000 troops against Portugal and another 3,000 against Morocco. You start a game with about 25,000 manpower. Spain already has lost 15,000 manpower, which is more than half of his army, and he only has 2 production buildings, so he can't have that many units left.